You don't have to keep pushing just to feel okay. There's another way to grow with presence, not pressure. I'm Rachel Castile, and welcome to Refinement Fridays here at Typology Corner. This is a space for you to breathe, slow down, and just come back to yourself. Today, we're going to be talking about the topic how to reparent yourself without shame or pressure. Reparenting isn't about blaming your past, it's about healing what you never got healed. You get to give yourself what you needed without shame or pressure. So let's dive into it. This is a topic that really hits home for me, and it's been a journey I've been on, honestly, for over 10 years, navigating what I actually need and then like coming to a place to actually get my needs met in a healthy way. That's taken time to learn how to receive love, how to communicate what's going on in my heart, how to not be ashamed of what's going on in my heart. All of those things have played a big part in my journey, and I want to explore that with you. I want to share my journey and guide you through letting go of shame, shame's impact on us not getting our needs met, us not being able to communicate our truths, our hearts, our realities, and what reparenting actually means, what it looks like day to day, and then some real life examples of reparenting yourself. And guys, so all right, so let's start with what reparenting really means. I've got an outline that I'm going to be going through, some notes that I've taken. So reparenting, it's not about fixing the past. It's about loving the present you. This is really big. I would say something that made my journey long. I know we all have our own journey, but it took me a long time to realize that you're not if you try to fix yourself, if you're trying to change something about yourself, it's coming from a place that isn't loving towards that part of yourself, and it doesn't produce good fruit is what I found. It puts you in a place of frustration and shame, leading to striving, leading to hiding. So it's very important to realize the path forward is loving the present you, being able to give yourself grace, being able to be kind to yourself in what you see whenever it comes up. That's so, so important. Notice that the now you is a result of the child you not knowing how to process things, not knowing, not getting needs met, and the adult you still needs the same nurturing that you may have not had as a child. So it can be hard, but you have to learn to give yourself what you didn't get, and to be able to kind of hold yourself in those places. It's like when you see things, you have to give yourself grace. You have to sit with yourself and not be ashamed of what you're seeing. And that is allowing, in your own relationship with yourself, that's allowing light in to be a comfort, and that the light is something that believes in your potential, not being ashamed of what's there when you see it. So, it's very important. It's not about fixing the past. It's about loving the present you. The present you is the one that's struggling with the things it's struggling with. It's the one that's feeling the things it's feeling. And this is where it starts. It's showing up for yourself with the care that you never received. It's saying my needs were real then, and they still are now. And ask yourself, can I offer myself the presence I longed for? If you didn't feel seen, if you didn't feel understood, if you didn't feel embraced, supported, protected, can I in stillness give myself that acknowledgement Can I affirm myself? Can I sit with myself and give it the time, give it the attention, give it the quality time that my heart wanted in the past? Can I sit with myself? This is the beginning of it. And now let's get into shame. So, why shame slows healing? Shame doesn't make you better, it makes you shut down. This was my life. This was my life. I was shut down from a very young age. Like, I don't remember not being shut down. Only when I look at pictures of myself when I was like 4 and 5, that I'm like, wow, there she was. Like, there's this picture. I was at a friend's birthday party, probably like Chuck E. Cheese or something. And I'm standing on this chair just like this. Just like beaming. Like, I'm just standing up. Like, I don't know if it was my birthday or somebody else's. But yeah, I think it was somebody else's. But I was just like a beam of light. And when I see that, I'm like, oh, there she is. That's who I am. And I couldn't find her for like 25 years. I'm 29 right now. So yeah, like, yeah. Yeah, shame shuts you down. So if you've been through sexual abuse, emotional abuse, anything like that, it's very easy to take on the shame and feel like it was your fault. And I went into performance. I went into trying to act like I wasn't experiencing what I was experiencing because I didn't know. It made me feel separate. It made me feel defective. Like it felt unsafe to show my real feelings in a way. It felt like I didn't know how that would go. So I hid it. And I tuned into other people, but I never felt I could express my own journey, my own story. And that choice affected me. That as a coping strategy affected me a lot my whole life and caused my heart not to experientially know that it could be listened to, it could be embraced, supported, validated, approved. And yeah, it just led me to never feel at peace or at rest with people, around people. And yeah, it's been a journey with God of coming back to the light and having safe places to speak and to learn the value of my voice, the value of my experience again. And then to acknowledge the things that I need and to meet them in a healthy way and not a toxic way. And yeah, it's challenged me to communicate things and to acknowledge how I'm feeling and to know that that is what the conversation needs to be, is about that. And that is what healthy relationships are like, is that if something needs to be communicated, we create space to communicate that. And then that's a very healing experience. Yeah. So shame whispers, you should be over this. You're too much. You should already know how to do this. It sends us in a frenzy. That condemnation is forging us. Guilt is forging us, driving us forward, telling us what to do next. But the thing about shame never creates safety. It never does. And healing can't happen without safety. If you don't feel safe, you're just in performance, you're in striving. It's not going to lead to a place of freedom, of healing, of a new revelation of truth in the place where the lies like laid root in you. You can't reparent yourself while punishing yourself. If you do something wrong, if you do something immoral, if you do something that you're not proud of, you won't heal from that pattern if you can't love yourself, if you can't forgive yourself, sit with yourself and understand and like seek wisdom of where does this come from? What's going on in my heart that led to me doing this to satisfy an unmet need in myself? Like when you can sit with yourself and notice where your heart went and why it did these things, what it's needing, then you can begin to get free from that, because we can look at the manifestations of what's happening in our heart, and if we judge those different fruits so bad and try to just push them away, pile them up in the corner, go burn them, we don't realize like it's growing off of the tree because of what's going on, what type of tree is like alive in your heart. Like if this tree grew out of pain, out of abuse, then as you get rid of the type of fruit, it's still the whole tree is the issue. The root problem is what's going on, and that's where you need to give yourself compassion. Is where does all of this stem from? And if you're punishing yourself, you'll never lovingly get to uproot those things out of your heart. So yeah, growth sticks when it's rooted in kindness, not self-hate. And in order to like bring something into the light, honestly, for it to like bear good fruit, it has to come from a place of, I love myself enough that this doesn't identify me. This doesn't define me. Therefore, when I talk about it, I can deal with the quote unquote repercussions of what people could potentially think in knowing this about me. Because my desire to even talk about this is me saying, I believe in myself. I believe that I have a higher purpose than this cycle that I'm in, than what I'm walking through right now. So it does start with self-love. Love yourself enough to then find safe places, to then communicate, and then those things can be broken off. They lose their power because in darkness, they become all-consuming and all-defining. And you don't gain a revelation that sets you free from it until you realize, like, hey, I was met with grace. I was met with love. I was met with forgiveness. I was met with people saying, like, hey, I see more in you. I know that doesn't define you. And thank you for sharing this with me. I'm honored that you tell your truth. You know, you'd show me your journey. And yeah, but it starts with once you value yourself enough that, hey, things can be different. You then can give people their permission to hold space for you in your healing. And I found relationships extremely healing in my journey. I've seen it was always people coming into my life that elevated, but was like the catalyst of my freedom. And part of reparenting is allowing health into your life, it's like choosing the right relationships, choosing ones that help you end a cycle instead of validate the cycle. And that can be hard. It's kind of like changing friends in a way, like who you spend your time with, is incredibly influential on your pace of healing, your pace of growth. Yeah. Relationships is huge, really huge, but it starts with the relationship with the self. When you can acknowledge your value enough that you're worth embarking on a journey like this, then the next layer of that is like bringing in the support system around that decision. But yeah, you can't reparent your inner child if you're still judging it. And yeah, acknowledge this is hard to see sometimes because we don't live connected to our subconscious mind, just our conscious mind. But our subconscious holds the memory of everything we've been through, everything that happened, all these words spoken over us. And until we acknowledge that the inner child is still who we are, like our mind can be on our goals, on the things, on our current relationships, on whatever we're doing to satisfy ourselves. But like the real thing that's deep down is all of our history, all of our experiences. And yeah, you can't reparent that inner child if you're still judging it. So yeah, I just encourage you to forgive yourself, to love yourself, to feel what you really feel. Sometimes we have to grieve in order to heal, to grieve the things we've lost. Acknowledge what it tells us about what we wanted in life, what we love, what we value. And from that knowledge, it's like you can learn about what you want to bring into your life. So now let's get into what reparenting looks like day to day. It's not one big moment, it's thousands of small moments. This is so true. It's moment by moment, interaction by interaction, experience by experience, feeling by feeling, conversation by conversation. It's asking yourself, what do I need right now? And actually listening. It's validating your feelings instead of dismissing them. Where is this coming from? Why do I feel this way? Have I felt this way before? It's giving yourself permission to rest, to feel joy, and to set a boundary. I don't like how this made me feel. I don't like being used in this way. I feel used. Do I need to get out of this situation? What do I need to change about my life? That I'm holding the right responsibilities and not ones that I shouldn't carry. Do I feel tired? Do I feel drained? Do I feel burnt out? Or bringing into your life what actually brings you joy. Maybe you learn to push down the things you really enjoy. Maybe I need to incorporate the things that I actually love in my life. It's practicing care no one taught you, but your soul always needed. It's not about doing it perfectly. It's about not abandoning yourself. And abandoning yourself may be such a habitual habit, you don't even think you are doing it. You may be so out of touch with what you're actually looking for in life, the desires of your heart that haven't been met. But maybe that feels familiar now, that it's just life as usual. So yeah, it's not about fixing your past. It's not about trying to do everything right. It's about tuning in and hearing what do you need and listening for how to receive that into your life. Where is that? And to begin to look for those answers. Giving yourself space. And overall, it is living from rest. In rest, you can hear your needs. Noticing when you're anxious. Why do I feel this way? What do I need right now? What does my heart need to know that it's doubting, that it's unsure of? Where can I go to get that affirmation so that this lie loses its power in my life? This is actually a conversation I need. I do need validation. I need affirmation. I need support. I need to talk to someone. I need to express my emotions. They're so bottled up. All I want to do is push them down and numb out. But where are these feelings coming from? When did they start? This is what it looks like. Checking in with yourself and not abandoning yourself. And here's some real life examples of reparenting. Here's how this shows up in real life. Letting yourself rest instead of pushing through burnout. I've been burnt out at a lot of times in my life. And it's been hard to choose to process that as I need to pause. To be like, well, it's when the identity is somewhat attached to the outcome that, like, maybe this is what my self-worth is connected to. I have to keep doing this. If I stop, I'll be a failure. I won't be worth something in my parents' eyes, or my parents won't be proud of me. My friends will be disappointed in me. I won't get the promotion if I slow down. Those things can convince you out of rest when really the burnout is showing you you're not in alignment with your divine flow. You're not living from your identity, your real identity, your essence. You're living from your trauma and the ways that you simulate your value, or the ways that you protect yourself or maintain control over your life, or to prevent things that you don't want to happen. Yeah. Another real life example is speaking to yourself gently in moments of fear or failure. Yeah. When things do go wrong, when you don't reach the goal, when something's happening that makes you feel out of control and you're afraid, how do you communicate with yourself? Do you condemn yourself? Do you shame yourself? Beat yourself up? Or do you give yourself the comfort that you need? Do you affirm yourself? Yeah. These are the moments, the 1,000 small moments. When somebody rejects you, how do you speak to yourself after that happens? That's what matters, not necessarily what that person thinks about you. It looks like catching the urge to abandon yourself and choosing to stay present instead, to sit with yourself. Don't hide away. Don't go into a private shame room. If you haven't seen the new movie, it's in theaters right now. Thunderbolts, the new Marvel movie. It's really good. Like these topics is what that movie is about. And it's so, so good. If you want to explore the world of shame and loving yourself and seeing your gift over your flaws, and to love the parts of yourself that you consider broken, shameful. Yeah, I highly encourage you to watch that movie. It's really good. These small moments is where the cycle breaks. This is how you catch it. You're choosing to love yourself. This is when you need to love yourself more than any other moment. You may love yourself whenever you get the trophy, but can you love yourself whenever you lose? You lost the championship. Can you love yourself then? Because the idea of that, it's like the kid that doesn't feel valued for just who they are went into, I need to win to be valued. And really, you're going back to reparent the child that didn't receive the unconditional love in the first place. And these are the moments you get those opportunities to love your essence, to validate yourself as the essence and not the image. Maybe you were like harshly punished, harshly shamed when you did something wrong. When something like that occurs as an adult, how do you treat yourself? Do you criticize yourself, or can you sit with yourself and say, this doesn't define you? You're worthy of love. Take a break. Let yourself grieve the loss. Feel it. And hear what your heart is needing. It's very particular to individuals. What does my heart need right now? And navigating that, giving yourself what you need, having the conversations you need to have. Yeah. These are the new memories you get to make. These are the new experiences that begin to heal the old ones. Is the friends you choose to open up to, the vulnerability you choose whenever it's easy to not step into that. These are the moments that you teach yourself that there's a better way. So some reflective questions that the aim is to give yourself permission to begin again through reflection. So where are you still waiting for permission to treat yourself with love? Is it connected to a past rejection that hits so deep that you don't even subconsciously think you're worthy of it anymore? Maybe you need to grieve that. You need to forgive the person. Forgive yourself for believing it back then. When you're younger, like, you don't know what you don't know. You need to be able to give yourself grace in how you process life. You don't know what you don't know. And when you know it, you can make new decisions. So the moment you know it, it should not be the moment you condemn yourself and say, I should have known this. No, you did the best with what you had. And now you get to make a new choice. Next question. What would open up if you gave yourself kindness instead of pushing through? What would open up if you gave yourself kindness instead of pushing through? Pushing through, it's like a body term. Kind of like not letting yourself feel your feelings, ignoring your gut instinct. Getting it done anyways, instead of assessing, should I even be doing this? Is this in flow for me right now? Kindness is tuning in and listening. What does my body need? What does my heart need? What does my soul? What does my mind need? And a final word to leave you with is, you don't have to earn your healing. You just have to stop running from the part of you that needs love. And you'll heal naturally. You already carry what you need to be healed. What wasn't given to you, you can give to yourself. Seems daunting. It seems like, why am I responsible? Shouldn't the people who did this to me apologize and give me what they should have? The sad reality is broken people can't heal you. Broken people break people because they don't know that they're broken. They don't know that's how they are managing their life. So yeah, it is our responsibility as adults, as conscious people. When you become conscious and self-aware of something, with that awareness, you have options. But without awareness, you're just living in your pattern. So yeah, you don't have to earn healing. You're already deserving of it. And it just looks like slowing down, and to stop running from the part of yourself that needs love and to prioritize that part. Live at the pace of that part. It's like, you know what? I'm bringing you along. I'm going to be conscious of you and I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to the child that didn't get listened to. I'm going to listen to myself. I'm going to share my story. I'm going to talk about what I've been through in safe places. I'm going to listen for what I needed and I'm going to go find it. I'll choose what my heart really needs. I'll choose real love instead of what I thought I wanted, what I thought would satisfy me, what I thought would fulfill me. But I see real love is right over here and I keep pushing it away, rejecting it, denying it. That's what it looks like. Acknowledge the part of your heart that needs love. Acknowledge it when it pops up in your life and go connect with it. Go receive it. Let it in. So yeah, guys, that is it for this video. If you got value out of it, go and give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate your feedback and knowing that it made an impact in some way in your life. And comment below with one way you're choosing to reparent yourself this week. Something that you can see, something that you're conscious of. Again, like I said, you can't do something with what you don't see. You can't, you don't know what you don't know. So whatever you're able to see, what are you going to do with that? What is some way you can discern that you can be kinder to yourself? So yeah, comment below and let me know what you are conscious of and what you see that you can do as a healthy sprout, a healthy seed that you're planting into your own life. And then subscribe so that you don't miss more of these Refinement Fridays. Every Friday, I'll be talking on various topics about soul health, loving ourselves, what does health look like, and how to practically get there. And then share this with someone who's learning how to be gentle with themselves too. Learning to not beat themselves up, not to be harsh, like a harsh critic, who's struggling to communicate their needs, their heart, their emotions. Someone who's pushing their emotions down. When they need to cry, they're not letting themselves cry. They're not letting themselves feel. There's somebody in your life that you feel that this would benefit. Feel free to share it. This is on YouTube, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, so feel free to explore my different outlets and share this out to anyone you feel that this would benefit. And yeah, subscribe to the channel. I also have Heartwork Mondays, Mind Map Wednesdays. Those are more personality, typology directly related days where on Mondays I talk about the Enneagram, Wednesdays about objective personality, Myers-Briggs, how the mind is wired. And yeah, and if you're interested in coaching, if you want someone to talk to, you don't feel like you have somebody to go to, I'd love to meet with you. I offer life coaching, a time to process whatever you're wanting to talk about. And I aim to just be someone, a thought partner with you. And as I see things, I'll share it with you, but to help you access the real you, to find what you're really going through and to work through it. That's my heart. I love being there for people. And if you feel led to, my links are in the description for coaching, typologycorner.com. And if you're interested in understanding your unique patterns according to your personality type, I also offer typing in the Enneagram and objective personality as well, and coaching based on those types. And yeah, so that's all available to you. And if you're looking for a community that is growth-minded, where it's a safe place for talking about all of this, like just the soul, your journey, like a group to do life with and to have real conversations with, join my Patreon. It's $7 a month. The link is in the description. I've got a private Discord community where you can talk about all kinds of things. And then I host a Q&A every Sunday, answering questions asked within that community every week. And yeah, so that is available to you. more spontaneous content there, based around the community. So yeah, guys, that is it for today. Thank you for listening. And yeah, I value your presence, and thank you for holding space with me today. And I hope that this has been a blessing to you and helped you to access the real and giving you permission to express the real. That's my heart. So yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.